So as you can see here, there are two types of atmospheres in which you can use to do the TGA analysis. One is the N2 gas. This is used ordinarily in the analytical process, and the other is air. We use air in the case of making metal oxides, but if your chemical structure already has oxygen inside it, and that can provide the oxygen to make the metal oxide, you don't need to use that. You can just use this. So let's move on. So there are two kinds of valves that you should render. One's this, so you should turn this in a counterclockwise direction. So this much is fine. And then you should turn this and make this scale go up to this black label. Yep, I think. So this is the cooler, which is used for the TGA analysis. As you can see here, there is water inside it. If this drops to some level, this will create an error. So you always need to check if the water is full before you proceed. And in order to turn it on, it's simple. You just turn it on like this. So this is the TGA machine itself, which stands for Thermogravimetric Analyzer. So you use this analyzer in the case to analyze the thermostability of your desired material and how its contents change as the temperature increases. So you can also see the solvent content and also the metal content when the temperature gets higher. So there's a power on this back side, so you must first turn it on. And then you can see here that the green light goes on when it's on. So in this window, you can see this software. We will use this for analyzation. And you can click this Installed Modules TGAS 1000. And this screen will appear, moving on to that screen. So wait for a few seconds. Yep. And you only need to watch this part. So this is the starting temperature, this is the ending temperature, and this is the heating rate. Holding time, gas sample rate, you don't need to worry about this. Even this, only the starting and the end, only these three parts. So the starting temperature, we usually do it about 25 degrees. And for the ending temperature, I'm going to analyze a material that should be analyzed until about 600 degrees. So I'll change it to this. And the heating rate, we usually change the heating rate from 10 to 20, but the lower the heating rate, the more specific it becomes, the more accurate. So if you finished the parameters, you can start the experiment. And okay, I'll just make a new file. And save it. So this window will appear. When this appears, it says that place an empty pan within the TGAS 1000. So in order to press a pan, you should do it like this. This part, you can see this lever. So when you pull this down, you can see that this machine goes down. And you can just wait after pulling it down because it'll automatically stop when it's fully down. So you can see a really small and narrow hook here. That's where you will insert the pan. So this is the really small pan that you should insert it into the hook. And first off, you should sanitize it because in order to eliminate all the residue that is potentially in there. So the sanitization process goes like this. You first grab it, and there's this torch. You torch it until the plate gets red hot. And wait for up to like 10 to 20 seconds. This plate cools off pretty fast so you don't need to worry about being burnt, but you should always be careful. So when you think it's fully cooled, you can just put it here. And then it's time to insert it into this hook. So there is a small tip. You can see this piece of paper, right? It's also, there are a few pieces of paper right here in the right part of the machine. So you can just put it here, and then you should insert it into this pen. And you should not let this pen swing. You need to make it stable. Like this. So when you think it's stable, you can turn the lever up and it'll automatically go up. So you can see this machine fully went up. And when you press OK in the last section, you move on to this. So this is set to 0.001 milligrams, and you need to add the sample to the TGAS 1000 in order to make this about 3 milligrams to 10 milligrams. So you should lower this again. And when it's fully lowered, you can use this business card to take off and put the desired powder into this pan. And in the case of certain powders, I explained earlier that the N2 gas comes inside and out of this machine, right? So in the process, the powder could fly away. So you should try your best to put all the powder inside the plate. You should gently push it down. You can see this pan is really flat, and you should it's the same process over and over again. So when you insert this into this hook, you can see that it goes up. So you can check if this is in the boundary of 3 milligrams to 10 milligrams. And gently stop it this way. And because of the wind, this mass constantly changes, so you can first push it up in order to block the wind. So you can see that this is a bit changing, but if it stabilizes, you can press OK and proceed to the analyzation. So this seems about it. Yep. And the process started.